looking for here with the Maple Leafs when you consider the 4 wins that they have this year? Not exactly world beaters that they've gotten past, but they're at Washington tonight, Boston at home on Saturday, at Boston next Tuesday. 3 of the next 4 games are against real heavy hitters in the Eastern Conference here.
Yeah, I banned statement games from the panel until January or something because we overused that thing. But I think you can fairly say it's certainly the most important week so far. Because I don't think we've learned really anything about them. Right? That Minnesota team. Jeff and I were both saying last night that's the worst team I've seen of all the hockey I've watched this season. And we had to do the Ottawa Senators game against them on Monday, and they won that game, and they were horrible. So I don't think you read really anything into that. But the Caps and 2 Bruins games, even if they come through, and there's one other one in the middle, right? So 3 or 4.
Yeah,
What's
they got
the other
Columbus on Monday.
Yeah, so I mean, if they come through with 3 or 4 wins, let's say 6 points out of 8, then I think everybody can feel way better about themselves. But if it's 2 points out of 8 or 3 of 8, then again, it's still early, but you can start to have questions about what's going on there.
Do we have to give Mike Babcock that much credit for changing the lines? It seems like he's getting showered with praise for changing one guy up one spot. Like somehow this was, the most genius move ever. Isn't this just coaching?
I agree 100%. But that's what we do when guys, to me it's ludicrous because it's something that everyone's probably thought of. Everybody listening to your station said at one point, hey, why don't you put those guys on their proper wings and make that one little swap with Kapanen struggling? I mean, I guess you have to give him some credit because he actually did it, and he's a stubborn guy who usually doesn't do stuff like that. But you're right. We over-criticize when they make wrong moves, and we by far overpraise when they do things right. I think the goalie rotation thing's interesting, too. I know Pooley's a big fan of really looking at it and not doing what Babcock always does. Obviously, Babcock's super comfortable with Freddie first all the time and the backup second. And we did the numbers from the last 3 years, and it's turned out really well. Their record is something pretty good in those back-to-backs when Freddie does that. But I think this was an occasion last night where you can really question it, even though they won the game. Minnesota's so bad that Hutchison should have won that game. And then you can go into Washington tonight with Freddie going, and even if the guys are a little bit tired, you have your ace in there, and I think have a really good chance at 3 or 4 points. Maybe they get them anyway, but I think that he's so stubborn on those things that once in a while he needs to show a little bit of flexibility. And maybe last night was one of those occasions.